Hey guys, today I'm filming my Hit It or Quit It Thoughts on Hauls number 27. If you guys have never seen this video from me before, I'll have my playlist linked down below. And basically, I'm going to be reviewing every single item that I featured in a haul video from about 10 months back. Usually when people show things in a haul video, you never hear them mentioned again unless it's in a favorites or an empties. So I like to do these videos to review every single item that I hauled for you. My inspiration for this series is It's Kirsten and her What I Thought on Stuff I Bought series. I'll have her channel and her playlist linked down below. Please make sure you go check her out. A lot of other people are doing this on their channels now as well, which I really love. I think they're super fun to watch. And I will also be linking down below the original haul video, and I'll be listing all the items. This was a ginormous haul, so I am going to try to give you my quick summed up thoughts, and I will be linking more in-depth review videos as we go. And even though there were so many products in this video, I actually don't have that many to physically show you. I've either used them up or decluttered them, so let's just get started. So first, I have a ton of things from Colourpop. I purchased some items that have been out for a while, but I thought would be perfect for the winter time, and then I also purchased some of their liners, which were new at the time. The first Colourpop item I purchased was the blush in Cheerio, which is a satin finish, and this is the most beautiful berry plum blush. The Colourpop blushes are not my most favorite. The satins are easier to work with than the mattes because they aren't so dry and stiff. I love this color. I think it is absolutely stunning, and this shade is a must-have for me, but the Colourpop blush line in general is not. And here's a swatch of the Colourpop blush in Cheerio. And then I purchased a Colourpop Lippie pencil. This is in the shade Ellarie. Right here is a swatch of Ellarie. This is a really beautiful blackened blackberry raspberry color. This is really deep and vampy. It is the perfect lip liner for any vampy lipsticks. I love this shade, and I use this in combination with a product that I will be mentioning in next month's Hit It or Quit It. The Colourpop lip liner formula is my all-time favorite. I have 9 shades in this formula. It just applies super easily. It's awesome to line your lips and also to fill them in. It glides on easily without being slippery, but it also isn't thick and cakey feeling. I think that these are the most perfect formula, and I absolutely love that shade. Next, I purchased one of the Lippie Stix. This is in the shade Flawless, and it is a satin finish. Right here is a swatch of Colourpop's Flawless. This is a great dupe for the MAC lipstick in Rebel. This is such a stunning color. I really do like the satin formula as well. This shade is an absolute must-have for the winter time. I really do enjoy this, and this is definitely a favorite, and I would definitely recommend this shade. Then I had purchased 2 of the new, at the time, Ultra Matte Lips from Colourpop. I had the shade Chilly Chilly and More Better. Here's a swatch of More Better, and here is a swatch of Chilly Chilly. These are the new formula of the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lips, which I don't like as well because they don't dry out completely. They do transfer, and I find that these do bleed on me. Chilly Chilly looks way too brown on my skin tone, so I definitely regret buying this one. More Better is a beautiful shade. I think I only used it once or twice last winter, so I definitely want to use it more this winter. Next, I have some of the Colourpop liners. I have a couple of the pencils and a couple of the pots. I do have an in-depth review and swatch video on these. I'll have that linked up here. So first we have the gel liner pencils, and I have the shade Zulu, which is a seafoam green, and Prance, which is a cornflower blue. I love these colors. They are so beautiful and so unique for a liner shade. So here's a swatch of Prance, and here is a swatch of Zulu. These liners are more on the dry side, so these work nicely in the waterline and on the lower lash line, but on the upper lash line, they don't work so well. The tips of these break off so easily. That's why I don't think they'd be good for the upper lash line. I am glad I have these 2 shades because they're so unique, but honestly, I wouldn't really recommend these liners unless you want to try out a unique shade. If you're looking for a standard black liner you can wear all the time, I don't really recommend it. They last decently well in the waterline, but nothing amazing. So happy to have these shades, but I'm not going to buy any more. For the gel pot liners, I have 2 of the matte finishes and 2 of the metallic. For the matte shades, I have the same ones that I have in the pencils. I have Zulu and Prance. These are super beautiful colors. They are really pigmented. I do not like the matte formulas of these gel liners because they tend to ball up on themselves when you're working working with them, and I find that they don't glide on easily because they're pretty stiff, so I have to go back in multiple times, and it's just way too tricky to work with. Also, I cannot really use these as a shadow base because they are that really thick formula, so I think if you want to try some really beautiful colors, get the pencils of this matte formula because that formula is better than this one. So the colors are pretty. I have used them a decent amount of times trying to test them for my review, but I definitely would not repurchase any of these shades, and I don't really recommend them. But for the metallic shades, I have two. I have Kicker, which is a silver, and I have Get Paid, which is a copper. Now, I do recommend these gel liners that are the metallic finishes. These are a lot thinner of a texture that's really easy to work with, and I find that these are almost too thin to apply on the upper lash line. I have to go with several layers. I like using these as eyeshadow bases. They do glide on a lot easier in this metallic formula. I have used Get Paid in a tutorial as an eyeshadow base and I loved it, so I don't think I'm going to buy any more of these shades because again, they're not amazing, but I don't recommend the matte finishes. I do, however, say if you're interested in the metallics, you should try them out, and I don't love them as a liner, but I do like them as a eyeshadow base. Next, I had a ton of products from e.l.f. I had not purchased from e.l.f. in years, but I did do a review video on all these products. I'll have that linked up here for more information. The first thing was the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. I did use that up, and I used it as a priming powder. It was a cool concept, but it didn't really have enough payoff for me to continue to repurchase it and use it on a daily basis as a primer for my foundation. It was a cool concept, but not a must-have. The next thing was the e.l.f. On the Spot Blot Mattifying Blotting Papers. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It looks like a gimmicky concept, but it totally works. So it comes in this little plastic compact. It has a mirror in it. You have your blotting papers and you have a little powder puff that has a sticky layer on the bottom, and you use that to pick up the blotting papers, blot your skin, and once your oil mixes with the blotting papers, it just peels right off the powder puff, and then you can pick up another sheet. It's amazing, and the quality of the sheets work really well. The $1 e.l.f. blotting papers I think are okay, but I like these a lot better. I think they are $5, so I'm waiting around for e.l.f. to have a studio sale, and I will probably buy a bunch of those because they were absolutely amazing. Like, such a cool concept that actually worked and not a gimmick whatsoever. So highly recommend those. If you check out my review, you can actually see what it looks like and how they work. The next thing was the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set. That is a mattifying setting spray. It did diddly squat for me. It did not make my makeup last any longer. It may have taken away a bit of a powdery look, but nothing to write home about. So I would recommend that only if you're just wanting to try a setting spray. I don't think it does anything though, so definitely not a good one for me. The next thing was the e.l.f. Flawless Eyeshadow Quads in the shade Matte for Plum and Natural Matte. Those were actually featured in my top 15 disappointing products of 2015 because I hated them so much. They were crazy powdery and super patchy when applying them. They were $2 each and god awful. I wish I did not waste $4 on those pieces of garbage. Like, some of the worst eyeshadows I've ever used, so definitely do not recommend the Flawless Eyeshadow Quads. The next thing was the Kiss Balm in the shade Bare Kiss. That's an okay product. It is a tinted lip balm. It doesn't really moisturize enough for me that I'm going to reach for it over my EOS. And it did have a nice nude color to it, and it was like a cinnamon scent, which was okay. I thought it was an okay lip product. I basically was testing it out for my review and I never used it after that, so definitely don't think that's something that I would go out and repurchase. It's definitely not a favorite and I have gotten rid of it. The only e.l.f. product I still have is their lip color remover. This is awesome. If you wear liquid lipsticks or have any long wearing lip color that you would like to remove, this is absolutely amazing. This does a great job of just melting off any lip product. I do not directly apply it to my lips. I squeeze out some product on my finger, massage it in, and then take a piece of tissue paper or toilet paper and wipe it off. This is amazing. I think this is only $3. Highly recommend this. I like to keep one of these in my purse with me in case my liquid lipstick has started to wear off or it feels uncomfortable. This is an absolute must-have, one of the best products in my opinion that e.l.f. has ever come out with. And then I have a bunch of random products that I had purchased. The first was from a Facebook group that sells MAC products. I have purchased from them before. I'll have the Facebook group linked down below. And I purchased the MAC Simpsons blush in the shade Pink Sprinkles. And I was so excited to have that blush because I purchased it for the shade that it was selling for, brand new, which is pretty impressive because most times limited edition products sell for a lot more expensive than they were in the store originally. And I was excited to have that shade, but then I realized, Heather, you never wear pink blush. Why did you just spend $25 on that? So I really used it like a couple times. I put it back in the box and I'm thinking I might sell it because I've barely touched it and I just don't use it. I have a couple pink blushes in my collection that I like, and other than that, I don't need a bunch. I love having several peach and coral blushes, but as far as pink blushes go, I only need one or two. The color is pretty. The formula is really nice. It's just that I didn't need it. Next, I had repurchased my Hard Candy Glamoflague foundation in the shade Porcelain. You guys know how much I love this. This is an amazing medium buildable foundation. I love this shade Porcelain as a mixer to go with my other foundations that are too deep because this is super fair and yellow undertone. One thing to know about this foundation, the shade selection is not that big, and when you apply it, it actually shows up lighter on your face than it looks in the bottle. So I know that's super strange. I've never had that experience with any other foundation, so keep that in mind, but I love this for a foundation mixer. I've tried actual foundation mixers and I don't like it as much as this. So this is Holy Grail, definitely recommend it, and I will repurchase it when I finish this one up. The next thing I had purchased is the Wet n Wild Fergie Mattifying Take on the Day powder. And Wet n Wild and Fergie are no longer collaborating. They still have this product. It's in the same packaging minus the Fergie, and it is just called the Wet n Wild Mattifying powder. I raved about this so much last year as an under eye setting powder. This is a great dupe of the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. I think it's even better because with the NARS you have to scrape off the top layer, and this is good from the jump. You need the tiniest amount to set under your eye, which makes me think that this would be great for all skin types. I know dry skin people have a hard time finding powders that work for them. I think this would work really well. So if you're dry skin, if you tried this, let me know your thoughts. I have so many backups of this because I thought it was being discontinued, but thank God it's not. It was just repackaged. So I absolutely love this. This is a great under eye setting powder. I don't recommend this for the whole face, but for under eyes I think it's really good. Unfortunately, this is a really shallow pan. I go through it really quickly. Definitely go to your Dollar Tree because I know a lot of people have seen the Wet n Wild Fergie line at the Dollar Tree. So for $1, yes, like I was thinking about going and searching for them, but I already have 3 backups, so I feel like that's enough, Heather. Just calm yourself down. My next favorite is the Up and Up blush brush. Up and Up is the Target brand. I purchased this because Emily Noel 83 had been raving about this for so long, and at the time I purchased this, I had heard that Up and Up was changing the formula of the brushes, and it was a different brush hair and it looked a little bit different. So then I ran to Target. I opened up every single package to try to get the one that was the original, and I did. I think this is a great blush brush. The quality is really nice. The shape is really great to just apply some blush right onto your cheeks, but I don't use this a ton. I like this, but I do prefer using my angled blush brush and my duo fiber blush brushes. They just work better with my shape of my cheeks and with the blushes that I have. So I am still happy to have this. I think it's a great blush brush and it's very inexpensive. So I would recommend this, but it isn't my must-have blush brush. The next thing I picked up is super random. I believe that this was on clearance at Walmart, and this is the Yes to Coconut Cooling Lip Oil. I believe Novo Cheap had done a rave review on this, and I love G, and I figured if G loved it, then I would love it as well. This is a really nice product. It does feel very cooling. I don't usually like coconut, but I do like this. So I think this is a good product. I don't think it is like the best thing ever. I do prefer my EOS lip balms, but this is a nice lip product to put on first thing in the morning or at night. So I do enjoy this. I'm glad I have it, but once I use it up, I'm probably not going to repurchase this. The next thing is super random as well. This is the Disney Villains blush in the shade Jealous, and as you can see, it has Eva Queen on it. I'm not sure if this was made by Wet n Wild or e.l.f. Usually the packaging will say if it's e.l.f., so that's why I'm thinking it must have been Wet n Wild. And I got my friend Jean to send this to me because I remember Lip Gloss Leslie featuring it in a video, and I thought this was going to be a dupe for Bite of an Apple from MAC's Villains collection a million years ago, and let me tell you, it is seriously not even close. So right here is a swatch of Jealous Blush. It's a really pretty pinky coral with some really nice shimmer to it. It is a good formula. I think it's a pretty color. I'm contemplating whether I want to keep this or give it away because I have so many blushes that are similar, but I like the formula better. It is pretty powdery and chalky, so it's not terrible, but I don't really reach for this. Next were a couple random products I had purchased from Sephora, and the reason I placed the order was for this. This is the Makeup Forever Chromatic Mix, and this is an oil-based pigment in the shade number 12, which is the yellow shade. And I remember online they had water-based pigments and oil-based pigments. I wish I did more research before I purchased it because I had no idea which formula to go with. I chose the oil, and this I was really looking forward to mix in with my foundations because I'm able to lighten them but not usually make them yellow enough for me. And this was a product that was originally only sold at Makeup Forever stores or Makeup Forever online for makeup artists. So the fact that it was being sold at Sephora made me really excited. I've not used this except for one time because I really need to take the time to work with this. Here's a swatch bit. That's like Dijon mustard. Like, excuse me, what am I supposed to do with that? I want to try to work with this more. I think it was relatively inexpensive, probably $12, $15 or so. I wish I returned it because it's Dijon mustard, which is why I've not used it because I'm terrified of it. So I want to try to work with this, but I'm just afraid because I'm so light, I would have to add such a tiny amount of this and then extra amounts of lightener, and then I'd end up with like so much foundation. So I want to play with this, but I'm really disappointed. And again, I don't know whether the oil formula or the water formula would have been better or what the difference would be. I wish I did more research on it, but yeah. Dijon mustard foundation is not really something I'm interested in. The next thing I had purchased was the Sephora Baby Z palette. This is $10. Hello. The small Z palettes cost more than $10. So I thought this was a sale price, but I'm pretty sure that as the permanent price is $10. I've seen them in my Sephora at JCPenney as well as online. So if you've ever wanted a Z palette, absolutely buy this. It is great quality. And I mean, I wish they had more patterns beside the Sephora, but it's cute. It does look like the Sephora store and the Sephora bag, so definitely recommend this Baby Z palette. It is a really, really nice size. Absolutely phenomenal quality. I definitely feel like everybody can have one of these palettes in their collection just in case. And then I believe to hit $25, I'm sure to get some free sample, I just added something random from the clearance section to my cart, and these are the Sephora Brush It Off Cleansing Brush Wipes. Comes with 6 wipes. I haven't used these. I've been planning on using these for travel, and that is what I need to do. This is what they look like. I've not used them at all, so I have no idea if they work. It's a cool concept. I would not use this other than traveling because I'd be afraid it would dry out my brush hairs. I'll definitely try it and let you guys know. Next, I tried out a bunch of products from Estee Lauder. I had just started working there, and my counter manager had given me a bunch of sample size products and tester products to try out. So I'll really quickly run through those, let you know my thoughts. The Estee Lauder Revitalizing Supreme Moisturizer and Eye Cream, I actually gave them to my mom because I feel like she would use them more than I would. Then I had the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer in the shade Light. I love that. That does have great full coverage. The shade Light has more of a neutral undertone, so I like that under my eye. And then Extra Light is more yellow, so that's great for blemishes. I really like the formula. It does dry down to like a satin matte finish. I would totally contemplate purchasing that in the future. I was really impressed with that formula. Then I had this little mini dual-ended Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Mascara and Pure Color Gloss. The gloss was like a glittery pink, so I never used it. And the Sumptuous Extreme Mascara, I do not like the Sumptuous Extreme Mascara because the brush is ginormous, like the biggest brush I've ever seen, and that just overwhelms my eyes, so I never used it because just seeing it in store, I realized that is not the brush for me. Then I have the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Bronzer in the shade 01 Light. I had gotten this in the gift with purchase. This is a really great light bronzer that has a little bit of shimmer to it, so I don't use this as a contour. I just use it as a bronzer. The full-size bronzer is like this big. It is expensive, but you do get your money's worth because you get so much product, so I do like that. But once I finish this up, I don't think I'm going to repurchase it because I have other bronzers I prefer, but this one is still really nice. Then I also have one of the Pure Color blushes in the shade Pink Kiss. This is a gorgeous pink shade. Out of all the Estee Lauder blushes, this is my favorite shade, so I was really excited that this was included in the gift with purchase. It's a really pigmented formula. I like this color a lot. I don't think this is one of my top 10 blushes of all time, but I do really like this one. And I had some testers of the Estee Lauder Double Matte Powder in transparent and light. I did think that was a nice setting powder, a nice touch-up powder, but I don't think it's worth the money. Then I had the Estee Lauder Matte Primer. I did enjoy that. I don't know if I think it's worth the money. I'm on the fence. If I could get it on sale, I'd probably check it out. I really did like the consistency of that. It was more of like a lotion. Then I had a little sample of the Estee Lauder Clear Difference Mattifying Gel, which is their moisturizer for oily, acne-prone skin. I actually did buy the full size of that. I just started using it today because I've been working through some other products, but I like it so far. The consistency is a really nice light gel. Then I had a little sample of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Eye Base, which is like their version of a MAC paint pot. No, it creased on me so bad, and it looks like it has color to it, but no color shows up on the eye, so no, I do not recommend that. Then I had these eyeshadows here. My counter manager gave these to me because they were all discontinued. These are some of their regular shadows, and these are their Cyber shadows, which are the same formula as the MAC Extra Dimension shadows. These are really pretty, but I definitely neglect them. I love these two browns the most, and these are really nice. So these shadows, I think, are prettier colors and better formulas than Estee Lauder's permanent shadows they have currently. The Estee Lauder shadows are so boring to me. The colors are, so I really wish they didn't get rid of these. I think that these are better than what they have currently. Then I had gotten a full size of the New Dimension Shape and Fill Expert Serum. I have not used that one yet. And then I also got the Estee Lauder Modern Muse Le Rouge perfume. I don't like it. The only Estee Lauder perfume that I like is the Bronze Goddess. All of the other scents have at least a little bit of that baby powder grandma scent. And it's so frustrating because they could be so good, but they just have that tone that I cannot stand. And also that perfume is so strong. I got to work one day and got kind of carried away and sprayed too much and basically asphyxiated myself and all of the customers, and I was like taking tissue to try to rub it off me. So I don't like Modern Muse Le Rouge. A lot of people do. It doesn't have as much of that powdery scent as the other perfumes do, but still it's not for me. And I had gotten a couple PR products, some from Mimi Box, Sleek, and Beauty Junkies. From Mimi Box, I had gotten the Pony palette, the I'm eyeliner in black, and the I'm lip crayon in Natalie. I do have a review on that. I'll link it up here. Honestly, I didn't really love any of those products. I have gotten rid of all of them. The I'm Pony palettes are just so sheer. They're more like glittery eyeshadow top coats, and for me, I like full-on pigment, so it just doesn't fit my style. The I'm eyeliner in black was okay. It wasn't the most long wearing. It definitely did smudge, which is why I passed it along. And then the I'm lip crayon in Natalie was a really thin consistency. It was really glossy, but it felt a little too slippery for my liking, and also it was red, and I don't really wear red lip products, which is why I passed it along as well. Then from Sleek, I had gotten the Sleek Glitter Me Lip Gloss in Private Jet, the Bare Kissed Illuminator in Casablanca, the Illuminating palette in Solstice, and the Eye Lust palette in Gold Standard. I do have a review on all of these products as well. I'll have that linked up here. And I did get rid of all of them. I know, I feel like such a jerk. It's not that I'm not appreciative, because I totally am, but you guys know, if you've watched my reviews, I have a really high standard for products, and I don't want to keep things around that I know I'm not going to use and love. I would rather give them to somebody else that would enjoy them. So I don't want to sound ungrateful. They just didn't work for me. So the Glitter Me Lip Gloss in Private Jet, glitter lip gloss, no thank you. It didn't feel glittery, but it was also like a raspberry color, which I never really wear. And then the Bare Kissed Illuminator in Casablanca, which was a shimmery pink shade that was like, I just couldn't wear it as a highlight because it was way too pink. I could use it as a base for powder blushes, but then my blush would look way too intense, so it just did not work for me because of the shade. The formula was nice, but the shade was a no-go. Then the Illuminating palette in Solstice. Everybody loves that, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. I just felt like the colors didn't show up on me that well. I did send that to my friend Jean because she really wanted to try it, but like seriously, everybody is raving and dying over that, doing everything they can to have it. I had it and I didn't like it, but I don't really care about highlighters very much either. Then I had the Eye Lust palette in the Gold Standard. It had 2 cream shadows and 4 powder shadows. There was this really pretty tan brown color. That was the only color I liked out of the whole palette, so I figured I should pass it along instead of keeping it for just one shade, because I probably wasn't going to reach for that palette just to use that shade. And then the last thing was the Beauty Junkies Pro Brow Brush. It had an angled brush on one side and a spoolie on the other. I think that is fantastic. I love dual-ended brow brushes. I think they're super helpful. The one thing is that the spoolie is a little bit big and the bristles aren't so close together, so I feel like if you're really trying to work product through your brows, it isn't going to be the best, but it does work. But the angled side I think is fantastic for applying brow powder. So guys, that was my super long hit it or quit it thoughts on hauls number 27. I would love to know your thoughts if you tried out any of these products. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.